Eagle 7 here. Wanted to make a quick video on loss of tail rotor effectiveness. I've been noticing some comments in the Eagle Dynamics Discord about people entering an out of ground effect hover to deploy their weapons and the aircraft starts spinning out of control. They push left pedal and nothing happens. I don't know if LTE is modeled on the Apache or not, but we can just touch on some of the basics of it and how to recover from it. LTE depends on three factors: a high power setting, low airspeed, and some kind of wind component. So at a high power setting, a low airspeed, you could have a wind coming from certain directions that interfere with the airflow on the tail rotor, and that tail rotor is unable to produce lift, so it can't produce thrust, so it can't counteract the torque of the engine, transmission, and main rotor. There's a lot of aerodynamic factors involved, such as main rotor, disc vortex interference, weathercocking stability, tail rotor vortex ring state, but that's not really important for our discussion here on DCS. I think we want to just cover the ability to recognize an uncommanded right yawing moment and be able to recover from it. So the recovery procedure for LTE is essentially lowering the collective and increasing your cyclic to gain forward speed. You can lower the collective pretty much to the bottom, and you want to slowly nose the aircraft over and gain your airspeed. When we lower the collective, you'll see that the yawing motion will slow or almost stop as we lower the nose to gain airspeed. And the Apache has a vertical fin on it. Most helicopters do, and they do serve an aerodynamic purpose. The helicopters that I flew, the Jet Rangers, the A-Stars, they are effective at about 30 knots. They actually do help keep the longitudinal axis or the aircraft going straight, fairly straight, if you have 30 knots or more over the nose. So let's go ahead and see if we can demonstrate that recovery technique for LTE. So let's go ahead and get our light on the wheels. Anticipate left pedal, left cyclic. There's 40 knots, increase our collective. Pitch for about 70 for our climb out speed. There's 70, so let's pitch the aircraft to hold 70. And we'll go ahead and we'll climb out to about 1,000 feet. Now if you noticed on takeoff, we took off into the wind. So we're going to make a 180 degree turn, and now the wind will be blowing into our tail rotor. With the wind blowing into the tail rotor is one of the conditions that could cause disturbed air and induce loss of tail rotor effectiveness. So let's go ahead and see if we can level off here. Bring the aircraft downwind. Bring it into a stable hover. And as you see, as our airspeed slows, we need a lot more collective to hold her in an out-of-ground effect hover. So now what would happen with a high power setting and a low airspeed, we'd get a yawing moment to the right, uncommanded, where we're not pushing anything. And all of a sudden, the helicopter would start to spin to the right. Now if we lower the collective all the way down, you'll notice that the spinning will stop. So I'll lower the collective, spinning stops, lower the nose, gain some airspeed, and bring the collective back in. and fly out as normal. And that's pretty much a recovery from LTE. We'll go ahead and demonstrate that one more time. So you're coming into your hover to deploy your weapons. You're bleeding off your forward airspeed. You can see you're going to need more power. So we have our very high power setting. And as we're up here trying to deploy our weapons, all of a sudden the nose starts spinning on us. We'll go ahead and lower the collective all the way down. And even with my foot on the right pedal simulating, you notice the yaw stopped. Lower the nose, increase collective, and fly out of it. So I hope that helps some of you out there that are doing the out of ground effect hovering to deploy the weapons. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them, and we'll see you on the next one.